Hello again, friends, and welcome back to the Halftime Show. Who on earth saw that first half coming? Let me just bring John, Kay, and Matt. Welcome back. John's got his hand up because John saw it coming.
3-0. 3-0 is what I said.
Absolute crazy scenes. Obviously, John's joining us from Suffolk Mind. Don't forget you can donate to support Suffolk Mind, and you can be entered in a chance to win one of these wonderful T-shirts. Sorry, Matthew, I pressed the wrong button there while reaching for the T-shirt and kicked you off. So where do you want to start with that? Obviously, let's start with your mate James Norwood. Kate, he's had a good first half.
I don't know him. Look, I don't understand. I don't understand where these players have been all season. And then, okay, full disclosure, I've been texting Cruncher all throughout the first half. And we were saying, not to be overly cynical, but are these players putting themselves in the window now to be bought by another club? And it's like, guys, we can see what you're doing. So amazing that my 0-0 went out the window. But it makes me want to scratch my head, really. Like, where have you been all season?
Well, somebody who prides himself on being right is Matt. He said 1-1, so he's woefully wrong as well. Matt, is it a case of them, putting themselves in the shop window, or is it more of a case Fleetwood have got off the bus in flip-flops, sombreros, kiss me quick T-shirts, and just well and truly on the beach?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's either of those things. I don't think you can accuse Fleetwood of being on the beach because they've had 6 shots themselves.
Please, they didn't break a sweat in that first half, Matt.
Well, well, it's not even my favourite stat either, but XG says it should be 3-2. So they've had chances. I think
expected goals.
They've had some nice touches and things. They trying to? I don't think they're that calculated. Are they, players trying? Oh, it's the last day now. I'll put myself in the shop window for whatever reason. They've come out today and things have clicked. Who knows? I mean, yet again, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. What kind of conversations Cook's had with people. People might be told they're staying. Who knows? It could be a multitude of things, but it's just nice to see some goals in the sunshine at Pullman Road.
Another warm-up T-shirts. I think it's their inspiring warm-up T-shirts that's made the difference.
It is. It's these wonderful things that you can wear or win or have a chance to win it by donating to Suffolk Mind. John, your boy, Troy Parrott, he came through. He grabbed the goal. It was a really, really nice finish, to give him a lot of credit there. How good is it as a Spurs fan?
Goals, weren't they?
Yeah, but how good is a Spurs fan to see Troy Parrott sort of ending his loan spell here in good spirit?
Yeah,
in good way.
I think it's his 38th senior appearance and it's his second goal. So it's been a long time coming, but it's great to see him end the season with something. Hopefully, it's a sign of things to come as well. But yeah, 3 brilliant goals. Lovely bit of skill by Dobra. I was only seeing the highlights because I was watching on the telly and I wasn't on the iFollow, sadly. And now I've lost out to one of my kids who's come home and is demanding PJ Masks instead. But so I don't get to watch the second half. Yeah,
not a show.
It's all done now. Anyway, 3-0, of course.
Yeah, it's done and dusted. Troy Parrott's finish, Matt, was
it was, and it goes back to what we were saying earlier. How would you sell, as a loan signing to another club of Troy Parrott? The link-up play. We was expecting to see that with Jackson. Well, we did see that with Jackson when he linked with him, and clearly it was there with Norwood and him. Yeah, it was a lovely bit of interplay. Norwood's had a good first half. We thought he was going to come off injured because he certainly linked into the goal when he was running for that breakaway, didn't he? He seems to be coming from it since.
Yeah, he got up gingerly and was limping.
Edwards got the second, then went off, didn't they?
Yeah, Keenan Bennett, lots of running, not really ever had an end product, does he? Bless him.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's the Ipswich way this season, though, isn't it? Lots of running, no final.
Yeah.
No final. But I think we take away the positives that perhaps Paul Cook's magic is working. And I did say 2 weeks ago that you can be an amazing manager, but you might not be the right fit for the club. So maybe it might be time to walk back those comments.
Well, you could be the right manager with the wrong players, can't you? You could argue that Mourinho was that with Spurs.
I don't know if John would agree with you. John would.
John?
Mourinho was terrible. He's only ever really done anything good apart from Porto. he's only ever done good things where he's had loads of money to spend on exactly the kind of players that he wants. And coming into Spurs was never really going to work out, I don't think.
Comes down to fits, doesn't it? I'm sure he'll do very well at Roma. But yeah, again, now Cook's going to have the opportunity. We're saying goodbye, with gusto to the Evans era and an era that goes right back to Paul Jewell, potentially, if Chambo doesn't get a new deal here, and starting afresh. Yeah,
we are. A player that may be here next year, Matt, Andre Dozzell. He's had his critics throughout the year, but that was a really good first half from Andre. Yeah. Comfortable on the ball, nice touches, eye for a pass. What did you make of his first half?
Yeah, I think that kind of game suits Andre's style, really, because he's got time on the ball. Fleetwood look like they're more of a counter-attacking side. Certainly all their chances seem to have come from breakaways. So he's had time on the ball. I suppose that's the narrative we've had in there a little bit. If Andre played higher up the football pyramid, he'd be better because he's got more time on the ball. But traditionally, I think at this level, you're going to be hurried. But then, to be fair to him, as we've said previously, and I think Stat said the other day on his Twitter, he's played like 33 games more than he did last season. That's huge.
He has. He's been consistent. With that level of consistency, he's been good or bad throughout the year. That's down to yourself as an opinion. Facebook user Andre still a long way to go for me. Bradley Hembro, oh dear, Portsmouth 1-0 down. Colin Accrington's been really good at Pompey, by the way. Amy says Dozzell can play when there's no pressure. I think that's key. Fleetwood midfield, as I say, the whole 1 to 11 for me. Just haven't. It's your typical dead rubber end of the season. We just got to play.
I think you've been harsh on them. I think they've had chances. I think you've been harsh on them. But yeah, I do know what you're saying. Yeah,
they've had 6 shots, 3 on target. They've had Fleetwood. So.
They have. But when it mattered, they played us off the park. I just don't see that same level of intensity from Fleetwood today. I just see we're strolling. It's like we've got the beach ball out and we've gone for a kickabout.
They come from the north, what is it, 9 miles north of Blackpool, all the way down to Portman Road on the last day of the season. They can see that beach in the horizon.
Absolutely, they can. Mark Dowling, maybe they've all been told this morning that they're playing their last game. Big shot window. Jem, if we've been this poor this year still got within shouting distance of the playoffs, surely next year is going to be so much better. Dobra, has been really impressive. Lots of flashes. Obviously, set up the first goal with a nice touch. He's a player that he's grown into the season, hasn't he? The more he's played.
Yeah, so he's working well with the new manager. So I'd like to know what happened in training this week. Honestly,
that's a good question. Matt,
answers on a postcard because it's a different team.
It seems a different team, but it's the same team. But don't start with that one, Kate, because Cruncher somewhere is saying a certain phrase of his. Which gets us in a lot of trouble.
I'm not the female cruncher. Any stretch of the imagination.
What a thought. Matt, I've often said on Dobra needs armbands. But the more I've seen him, the more he's grown into a role within this team. Is he carving himself out an opportunity for next year, or is he going to be a squad player, do you feel?
Difficult one, mate. I think it's going to depend on who comes in. I think. He certainly looked a cut above when he played in the Papa John's and he got that brilliant goal against Gillingham and was all raving about him. But certainly when they then threw him into the first team, albeit we were going for a bit of a dark period and not winning matches and we all wanted Lambert gone, he didn't really step up to the plate. But yeah, as John said earlier, lovely touches for that first goal, laid it off. Well, I don't know. It would depend on who comes in, I think. I do feel like we need experienced heads in this team going forward next season. I think that's what Cook will bring in his transfer business.
Colin Plum, 100 points, 100 goals next season. He started the afternoon's beer early, bless him. Ipswich Jules, I find it frustrating how Dobra will skip a tackle or two, find some space, and nobody really gives him many options. Jem says Chambers take a penalty. Ralph, if there was something running on the game, no way would be up 3-0. Matt, Brennan Woolley, he's famous for his phrases like the bomber for Stephen Wood. He said he'd keep Troy Parrott in a heartbeat. You didn't quite agree with that. Yeah,
well, yeah, I do because as John said earlier, he's got great potential. So I was actually thinking before Brennan said this, I wouldn't mind having maybe Parrott back next season, but you can't escape the fact that what has he done? 20 games for Town, 2 goals. He didn't score at all for Millwall, as we said earlier, in like 16, 17 appearances. But he is quality. He plays for Ireland. You don't want to be letting international players slip through your fingers if you've got an option of getting them. But yeah, 2 goals. Maybe not a heartbeat moment, but
right. The players are coming back out. You can, of course, have a chance to win one of these fantastic T-shirts by just donating some money to a fantastic cause called Suffolk Mind in your mate's corner on the back. They really are great T-shirts. John, we thank you very much for joining us for pre-game and half-time. It's been a real pleasure to have you on. The link is in the chat for the giving page. Hopefully it comes good for you, but hopefully, as I say, enjoy your afternoon and have you on again soon. But we're back at full time for the fans to come on and have their say live, hopefully with another 3 or 4 goals in the bank. Okay, Matt, I'll see you at full time. John, thank you so much. See you all
very much
at full time.